AG. Man, before we get into all this, man, let me just welcome everybody back to this edition of the NC2AA Hoop Dreams March Madness Preview Part 2. I'm Will Gates, and that's my dog.
Arthur AG in the building.
Man, AG, it's so much to unpack from this first week of the NC2A, man. I mean, leading up to this great weekend, I think there's still some amazing teams in here, man. But I just got to get your thoughts, man. Just give me your thoughts on what you saw for basketball over the last 4 days. What's your take?
My take is the upset of all upsets, bracket busters this year. Like, period. Like, hands down, like, we don't care about your blue blood, none of that. All that matters is who play good that day. Anybody can be
beat. Give me one. Man, give me one. Though. Like give me one that you said that. Well, give me the one that busted your bracket first.
The one that busted my bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Purdue #1 off the back. I mean, just busted it, dude. And they was in the East region. My upset in the South region, and you called it. Furman took down Virginia like they wasn't nobody. Like,
man,
what? You want a close game? Oh, we'll play you close. You know, like, we'll play you close.
Hey, listen, played them down to the wire. But listen, it came down to them guards, and we can talk a little bit about that too. But let me give you my two. Since I picked Furman in the South, this is the one, man, that got me.
And you was trending on Twitter because you picked Furman.
Hey, listen. First of all, I want to thank all the people out there that was vibing with me on this "you already know" campaign because listen, man, I did not see this Princeton Arizona game going that way. I didn't see. I thought Arizona was going to walk in the building and tell Princeton, listen, the library is to the left.
It's to the left.
The basketball court is to the right. I had not watched the Ivy League this year, but I'm going to tell you this, man, after watching these cats for the last couple of games, they got some straight ballers over there. I don't know where they're recruiting, but these dudes got books and brains. And that's not to say that the other teams ain't got books and brains, but we know to get in Princeton, it requires another level
of education.
Yes.
Hey, and I'm like this. Hey, Will, I said Princeton was on the court telling them, we beat y'all ass and we smarter than y'all.
That's right. Hey, listen. Hey, can you imagine the trash talk? Listen, the configuration of this jump shot is I'm going to take 2 dribbles to the left, 1 dribble to the right, spin reverse, which will give me an academic standard of that increases my velocity when I spin off. I mean, they sitting there, man, calculating and giving them all of the concepts of how they about to beat you. But then down here in the East, I didn't see, I'm agreeing with you on this, man. I did not see Purdue losing to FDU. I just didn't see it. I don't even know. I literally thought, and I was calling that dude, man, the giant, in the East. Because that dude's 7 foot 4 inches tall. There's no way, and I'll still say this, taking nothing away from Farley Dickinson because they did what they needed to do. But there's no way they should have beaten Purdue with the squad that they had.
I was watching some of the game, but then I was doing some ripping and running around. I heard that the guards couldn't even get Edie the ball. And he's that tall. What you mean you couldn't get him the ball? Just throw it up in the air and let him go catch it. They say the defense was all over them, like couldn't even throw the ball into them.
Couldn't. I mean, and think about this too, man. Even from this perspective, let's even just break this down, even, man, from a Big Ten perspective.
Right.
Michigan State is the only remaining Big Ten school.
Big Ten school.
I mean, I'm looking like Indiana gets beat. Purdue gets beat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm just looking like, okay, something ain't adding up. But what was your upsets in the Midwest and the West?
My upsets in the Midwest was, let me see, was that Kansas? I didn't see Arkansas. I didn't have Arkansas beating Kansas. I don't think. That was in the West. The Midwest, I didn't have. I didn't know Penn State was going to beat Texas A&M, but they wind up getting beat by Texas. But the Indiana.
Yeah, man.
Indiana, Miami and Indiana. I didn't know that boy Wong was going to go off like that on them boys.
Well, remember, he did that last year in the tournament. Remember they was riding strong last year, too. It's almost like Miami figured out that this is the time to bring their A game. But I'm going to go with them same two picks, just like you, man. I will say this. I thought Northwestern actually had a legit shot to beat UCLA down the stretch, but Northwestern couldn't make any buckets in the end, man. So this is probably, man, and I will admit, after my squad lost, because you went against us, but that's all right, man.
Hey,
you went against us.
Hey, it's just something about that Izzo, man.
Hey, listen. Izzo is one of the best coaches, especially in March.
Yes.
He just knows how to get his guys.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this too, man, about Marquette. Shout out to Marquette. And obviously a shout out to Michigan State. But a shout out to Marquette, because them dudes are young, man. You got freshmen and sophomores, and they got to this level, man, the future looks bright for them. But Izzo ain't no joke, man. But let's jump into this thing, man. Let's hit this South bracket. We got remaining up here, Alabama going against San Diego State, and then we got Creighton and Princeton. But give me your Alabama, San Diego State. Who you got in that?
Man, my ex-teammate, son played for San Diego State. He's a freshman on that squad, Elijah Saunders. I saw him finally get in at the end of that game of Maryland. And but I'm gonna ride with y'all. I mean, San Diego they tough on defense. They play good D. But this going to be a game. This really going to test y'all defense here because these boys at Alabama ain't playing on their offensive end. But I'm going to roll with Alabama. I just got to stay with Alabama, man, because they've been strong all year. Them boys know how to hit buckets. They ain't scared of nothing. I got Alabama over SDSU.
Interesting enough, man. I'm going to take the opposite. I'm going with San Diego State simply because of this, man. Them dudes play defense.
Yeah.
If they can shut down the Alabama point guard, I think that takes Alabama out of everything that they do because it's going to require Miller to have to play some of that point guard role. And if you get him playing more than just scoring and defending, if he has to also initiate the offense, I think that'll wear him down. So if San Diego State can control that point guard, because them dudes, man, I love teams that just scrap. They scrap, they fight, they bite. They was kicking,
and all they guys is like 6'4", 6'3", and thick with it. Like they tough, strong dudes.
Here's what's crazy, and I'm watching this game. I'm watching them play against Furman, and shout out to Furman for even making it to that. Round.
Big ups.
But I'm
gonna
say this, man. I'm gonna say this. They treated Furman, and again, this ain't nothing against mid-majors, but whatever that thing is that people consider mid-majors, they treated Furman like they were a mid-major. Yeah. They looked at them and said, y'all don't belong on this stage. I mean, I was like, this was like, high schoolers going against 8th graders, man. I was just like, okay, what's happening out here? So I'm rocking with San Diego State, man. They showed me some things, the way they just handle both of their rounds. But then in that bottom half of the South bracket, man, we got Creighton, who smacked Baylor. That I didn't even see that coming. Didn't see that coming at all.
They broke my bracket too.
And then we got Princeton, man, talking about bracket breaking. And we got Princeton, who I was pulling for Coach Gates. I actually thought after Arizona lost, I said, oh, man, Coach Gates, no, they got to ride straight to the Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
But Princeton was like,
Yep.
So who you got in that Creighton-Princeton game?
Man, I'm going to take, Creighton, that's the, is McDermott's dad still coaching them, right?
Yep.
He's a dog. He a good coach, man.
Man, excellent coach.
Man, Coach McDermott is a good coach, man. And I mean, they're another mid-major too, but you know, they don't play like no mid-majors, man.
Creighton high major.
You really?
Yeah, they Big East.
Yeah, right. They switched from the other conference to the Big East. But I think I'm a roll with Princeton, man. Shocking Creighton ass.
Really?
Yes.
Listen, Hoop Dreams fans, y'all heard it first. Arthur Tuss Man Agee. This is his first. I don't even think he gave us one in the last round. This is his first bracket buster here.
Yeah.
He's picking Princeton over Creighton, where I have the opposite. I think Creighton is going to come out and say, listen, we just as educated and just as smart over here as well. I think Princeton will meet their match. I think that they're going to run up against, because again, you just said it earlier, Coach McDermott, heck of a coach, knows the X and O's, but he also allowed those guys to play basketball. And I think Creighton is not going to catch them off guard. I thought they caught Missouri and Coach Gates them off guard, and I didn't think they were prepared to play. But I think
and you think about it, Princeton in their first game against Arizona scored 59 points, G. And then because Missouri liked to run, Missouri liked to go like this. I'm thinking that they was going to slow the game down, but they ran with them. Like we could play that way too. Them motherfuckers scored 78 points, yo.
Absolutely. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. I just think that when you got two teams, I think that's evenly matched. The team that got the better talent, should win this game. And I think Creighton has better talent, but I also think they're coached just as well, if not better, than what Princeton coach does. So I'm gonna give them the nod on that one.
I ain't even see a brother on Princeton bench.
They got one, man. You got to look for the blended section. See, you only looking at one side. They shaded in there, man.
They shaded, maybe he was light skinned. Will, I don't know.
It's a blend, AG. It's that blend where,
man, them dudes got 12.
Mom might be white, dad might be black, or vice versa.
Princeton,
dad white, mom black.
Princeton got 12, 15 Larry Birds on that squad, man. That's what they got.
You crazy, man. You crazy, boy. Let's walk on down here, man, to this East bracket, man. And, of course, we got Florida Atlantic, who is probably just like, they've already won their NCAA championship. They're
right.
Like, listen.
Where the hell is Florida Atlantic?
Florida.
Near Atlantic.
Right. They probably said, if we don't win another game, we all good this year. And then they're going against Tennessee. And then the bottom half of this East bracket, we got K-State going against Michigan State, man. But this Florida Atlantic, man, who would have ever saw this coming? Because if you look at Florida Atlantic's, and their route, wasn't easy. I mean, they went up against Penny and Memphis, who were just coming off winning their Atlantic Athletic Conference championship. I mean, they beat Houston and won it outright in the conference tournament. So it wasn't like they had an easy game. But, man, the execution.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching this game, and, I love my boy. I love Penny. But, man, he got out-coached. I mean, he got out-coached.
I mean, I don't know if he got out-coached, but I know his players got outplayed. I mean, I don't know if none of his guys, the big-time dudes, them two guards, and then the big dude. I mean, you think about it, Florida Atlantic played with them, like battled with them all the way to the end and beat them by 1 point, bro.
But see, that's my point. If you watch the tail end of that game, and I agree with you, it's on both, but it's also execution. I'm saying that coach called the right plays.
The right plays.
Tail end of that game, as opposed to Penny guys just went one-on-one.
Yep.
I think to me that's where coaching come in, that you got to position. Now, if one-on-one requires, if that coming from the coach and you believe that's what your team need, then do it.
Right.
But I'm saying this guy understood, I'm not saying that Penny doesn't, but he understood, hey, we prepared for this. And this is how we're going to win it. And they stuck to their game plan. And sometimes I think when it comes to your bigger schools, they feel like we can just out-muscle you.
Yeah.
We can out-dribble you. We can out-jump you. They like, we just going to out-athletic you. And I think Florida Atlantic was like, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I mean that's.
But who you got, man? This Tennessee Florida Atlantic game.
That's a smack in the face to Memphis and them to go out in the first round like that to Florida Atlantic. They're going to have to redeem themselves next year tremendously.
Absolutely.
I'm going to roll with Tennessee over Florida Atlantic because I think Tennessee, them boys is tough. I like their guards. They got big guards, too, can make timely shots. They got some good one-on-one players that can go get you a bucket. And, I just like that orange and white, too.
Let me tell you something, AG. I watched this whole game from beginning. First of all, I just want you all to know. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to the Hoop Dreams family base out there. I have 5 TVs going at one time watching every game. Like I'm just like, see, my family thought I was crazy. But I started watching this Tennessee Duke game.
Yeah.
And when the first play of the game, when that big fella for Tennessee grabbed that ball and took that elbow and went right into his face, intentionally, I cut off all the other TVs. I said, this is the game I'm going to focus on. Because let me tell you something, man. I have not seen this type of basketball on the college basketball circuit in a long time. Like, Tennessee went straight, like, dog style. I mean, they was beating them up. I mean, they beat them. It reminded me of those old Bob Huggin teams that would just beat you up and foul you hard. And the crazy thing was when Duke was trying to do it back, because you could tell it wasn't their style, they was getting called fouls on. But when Tennessee was, and I mean, the big fella was so nasty that game that he hit the dude on the right cheek, bust that side of his face, and then the start of the second half, he went to the left cheek and tried. I said, man,
what you know how they interview the coaches like in between timeouts and stuff, and that's what John Shire said. He said we have to match their physicality. I said, yeah, because they throwing y'all ass around like a rag doll.
The only way you going to match that physicality, you better go ask Zion Williams, will he come back and play another year? Because, listen, man, and that's why I don't know. I believe Tennessee from this point actually may get to the Final Four. I just can't. If they continue with that type of physicality out there, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat them, because the thing that I love, man, everybody played that way. Like, it wasn't like one guy, was doing it, and everybody was playing that way. So I got Tennessee on that one. Now, this one down here, man.
Oh, this going to be one. Oh, this going to be one.
This Kansas State, this Michigan State, it's, man, who you got?
I'm riding. Well, first of all, I like how Noel get down at K-State, that guard. He's tough. I don't know if he's from New York. I don't know where he's from, but he's a little short in stature, but the boy can get it going. So I want to see him and Walker get it in like, well, come on, put the gloves on. Let's go. Because I ain't going nowhere. Well, I ain't going nowhere neither. And they finna rock it.
That's
but
right. And you know what I love? The coaches let both of them go too.
And both, I love Kansas State coach. He like, hey, I'm here. So he riding his wave like didn't nobody expect us to be here. He talking big stuff too, but it's the Izzo effect, man. I gotta go with this dude. I gotta go with Izzo, man. So I'm riding with Michigan State over Kansas State. And I think it's gonna be a tough battle. I think it's gonna come down to like, the last shot. It may even go into overtime. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Really. I know the last 2 minutes, whatever's going, them last 2 minutes gonna be something else. Which, man, I wanna just send a shout out to every team out there, man, because when you think this is probably one of the first years too, you ain't see a whole lot of blowouts, man. I mean, this has been a heck of a tournament. But this K-State, man, it's almost like a toss-up right now. But I'm gonna do this, man. I'm going with Michigan State. 2 reasons. First of all, because they beat my MU Warriors. And I've said this a million times too, man. At one point I actually was going to go to Michigan State. So I'm gonna ride with them and just keep on seeing how far they can go, but I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for Michigan State at all.
I'm telling you, I heard, I saw Tom Izzo mouth move when the buzzer went off and they won, and he was like, he did his fist like this. He was like, yeah, and William Gates supposed to came here.
Absolutely. You know what? I heard that too. Hey. All right, AG, this is how we looking right now, man. You got Alabama. I got San Diego. So we're going to go with yours first. You got Alabama in the top half of that South bracket, and then you pick Princeton in that bottom half of that bracket. Who's coming out of there going to the Final Four?
Oh, that's where they lead. That's where Princeton lead they books on the plane. Alabama gonna roast that ass real good and put a bookmark. They gonna put a bookmark in one of their folders and be like, have a nice ride back to the Ivy League.
So let me get this straight. You gonna ride with them all the way up.
That's it. Hey,
so what you're telling me is at this point books don't matter.
Books don't matter when you get to them boys. like you say, hey man, can you put the ball in the basket? That's all I need to know.
That's all that. Hey, listen, that's all that matters. Can you put it in the basket? Oh man. And so then, I got San Diego State actually beating Alabama, and I got Creighton beating Princeton, and I'm going with San Diego State, man. I'm just gonna ride with them boys, man, until I don't see them riding no more. Mm-hmm. So that's my and then I got San Diego State. Calling it down. San Diego State Final Four, and then this bottom half in the East over here, man. We got you pick Tennessee, I picked Tennessee, but then we got discrepancy. Well, no, I guess we didn't. No, you picked Michigan State. I picked Michigan State. So who you got? Michigan State, Tennessee. Who going to the Final Four?
I'm riding with the boy. Michigan State. Izzo gonna beat Tennessee. Michigan State gonna match that physicality, and they gonna be like, so? I think so. Yeah, I can't. They say, and I heard this like from the inside of Michigan State. They say when Michigan State go out and recruit guys, they tell guys.
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an exclusive from Arthur Agee right now. He has an exclusive inside report for us.
You can go back from years and I mean 20 years, and you could test and see this. He always tell the recruit, if you come to Michigan State and you stay all 4 years, you will play in the Final Four.
Wow.
That's what he tell him. He said, if you stay all 4 years, you will play in the Final Four. Don't know if it's going to be in your freshman year, your sophomore year, your junior year, senior year. But one of them years, you're going to play in the Final Four. And that's his recruit. That's his recruiting tool.
And here's the thing. As they say, as Curtis used to say all the time, he ain't lying. he ain't lying.
That's what
shout out to Pearly Gates, man. Rest in heaven.
Yes,
he ain't lying. So I'm here's my thing, man, with both of these teams. I agree with you. I think Michigan State will match their physicality. Mm-hmm. So to me, what it comes down to, who's going to be the team then that has the, along with that physicality, the most athleticism to win the game. And I think right now, Tennessee is a better shooting team than Michigan, because Michigan State is really streaky. And I'm just observing this from,
yeah, but they play games. Defense though. But that's
what I'm saying.
They can go.
Both teams do.
Yeah, but they can play. Michigan State can go a few possessions without scoring, and then they'll be like, damn, then Tom Izzo will call a timeout or something. Then they'll come back out, and then they'll turn the ball. They'll make the team turn the ball over like 2 or 3 times in a row. They'll amp the defense up.
Absolutely, but what if you're playing with a team that the way that Tennessee plays, who plays that physical Midwest type tough game too,
mm-hmm.
that is not going to turn the ball over. That's going to, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to come down to, at this point, because I think teams, they're both evenly matched,
mm-hmm.
who has the most athleticism and who can execute the best. And I think Tennessee.
You think Tennessee?
I got Tennessee beating Michigan State. So on this side of the bracket, I got San Diego State, and I got Tennessee, and you got Bama. I don't know how you got Bama.
You got
Bama, and you got Michigan State
in the final.
On that left side of the bracket.
Yep.
Now we're gonna move over here, man, to the Midwest and the West,
mm-hmm.
and of course, the clear favorite that I would like to see. I would like to just see Houston just keep on riding it out simply because the Final Four is in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice for them. But the reality is, in this Midwest top half of the bracket, you got Houston, Miami, and then we got Xavier and Texas. Woo!
Well,
how you see those outcomes?
Well, I'm riding with Houston over Miami, and I'm riding with Texas over Xavier.
You know what? I'm riding simply because, listen, I could put it out there. I just want to see the Texas folks make it. I just want to see Texas make it. I think because Texas A&M already messed it up, because if it's supposed to be a game, Texas and Texas A&M, but they couldn't. Texas A&M couldn't hold up their part.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Houston will beat Miami. I just think Houston is bigger. Sasser is a beast, and he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that dude's first team All-American. And then you got Texas down there. I mean, man, Texas just been doing it all year. So what a great game. You're going to have Houston, and we can go ahead and just hit this one right now, AG. We have Houston and Texas. Who gets to the Final Four?
Dude. And that coach, I mean, I don't know who coaching them. I mean, when Shaka Smart left Texas, I don't know who took over for Texas, but that motherfucker doing a great job.
Believe it or not, man, what's your calling guy? He got fired. Texas coach. So the guy that's actually coaching now, he was the top assistant.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Man,
so he was the top assistant. So he took over for the coach.
Interim. He just got thrown in the fire.
Yep. So he don't even have the job yet.
Damn.
He's still just an interim coach. Only thing they did for him was they gave him a little bit more money to be the interim head coach right now. But they have not said that he's the future head coach at all.
That is crazy that the University of Houston and Texas may be able to meet like that. That the state is gonna be jumping, buddy.
Man.
The state is gonna be jumping in Texas. And I know it's a football state, but for that, if that happens, shit, they're gonna be basketball for the rest of the week.
Literally.
Literally.
So who you got? You got to give it to me. Who you got? Houston or Texas? Who you got?
Because the championship is in Houston, and I mean Texas is right up, right down the street from them. I'm a ride with Houston, man. I think I want to see Houston and Alabama for the chip.
First of all, let's just put this out here. If Houston makes it, first of all, this is what I would love to see. I would love to see this Houston and Texas for the final, to see who goes to the Final Four. Now, this is where I want to see it. Can you imagine if the Phi Slamma Jamma shows up to that game? Can you imagine if KD, if LaMarcus Aldridge, if TJ Ford, all them guys, can you imagine on both sides if all these former guys come back? Man, how hype. Like if I was on any one of those teams and them dudes showed up to my game, I'm ready to play, man. Yeah. I'm ready to go at it. So I want to see them just for, that appreciation and love of the game, to see these former, All-Americans and NBA pro players come back and sitting in the stands. Because we haven't seen the Phi Slamma Jamma in a while. We haven't seen, LaMarcus Aldridge at a Texas game. We hadn't seen TJ Ford. TJ Ford gets there quite a bit. But we haven't seen Kevin Durant come back to Texas and watch a game. Man, that would be something. So I'm going to flip a coin on this one, man. I'm just going, if I flip the coin, my coin is going.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
My coin is going to go Houston.
Yeah.
It's going to go Houston because I just think that, but I do want Texas to beat Xavier because I want my man, if he don't get the Texas job, he deserves some high major coaching gig for what he did with the University of Texas.
Yeah.
So you got,
I got Houston, Houston and Texas playing each other, and Houston winning that. I got in the bottom bracket in the West, I got Arkansas beating UConn, and I got Gonzaga beating UCLA.
First of all, can we just talk about this for a second, man? Why does Gonzaga always get the easiest route?
Right.
I'm just going to throw it out there, man. Come on, man. I mean, and I'm not saying TCU wasn't a tough game for them because clearly, TCU was battling them for a while. But I just be looking at it, I just go like, man, but I'm looking at the other teams. They had to fight to get there.
Yeah. The only other team that was in that bracket that they probably potentially could have met was Kansas. That was tough in that whole bracket. Not then put too much stake into Illinois and St. Mary's, VCU, and none of them. But you're right. This was a weak bracket for them. The only dude. Yeah,
the bottom half of that bracket, man. Yeah. The bottom half of the West. I mean, because even if UCLA, and I mean, they're a great team, but let's say they lose to Northwestern. So now Gonzaga got to play Northwestern. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, and I ain't taking nothing away from Northwestern. I'm just saying, Gonzaga, they kind of get them easy routes, man.
Drew Timmy remind me of the white dude at the rec center that kills everybody with the long hair, with the shaggy hair, with the mustache goatee. He just gonna go at his own pace. Oh, I'm out here just killing you guys. That's Drew Timmy.
Hey, Drew Timmy gonna have. How old is Drew Timmy, man?
36.
Hey, you want to hear something crazy, man? So according to Google, he's only 22. Why does he look more than 22?
Drew Timmy look like he got grandkids.
Man,
and he play, and I'm telling you, the dude how he play, man. He just his footwork. He's like a Kevin. He's like a Kevin McHale with Bill.
He's a throwback.
He's like a mixture of Kevin McHale and Bill Laimbeer.
Yes.
That's who he is.
Throwback. So I'm just gonna put it out here like this. I know you ain't gonna say it, so I'm gonna say it for both of us. I don't want Gonzaga to win.
Here you go, man. No.
Listen, and here's the thing, man. You know, our boy out there, he an assistant coach, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he an assistant coach. I ain't mad at him. I just want them to go. I want them to go join the Pac-12. Go join the Pac-12 and play against them schools. Go play against UCLA. Play against, USC. Play against Washington and Washington State. Go join the Pac-12. Let St. Mary's have that conference.
Hey man,
They won't do it, man.
No. If our boy Josh Boone from
Yep.
Yep. That our boy, he say Gonzaga will never lead that conference because they are the pro team there where the school is at in where they at in Portland.
I ain't asking them to lead a state.
Man, he said I ain't asking them to lead a state. Hey,
go join the Pac-12 though.
He say they all Zags out there, all Zags. They love them.
And I'm down for that. And that's right. But they won't lose their love because they go join the Pac-12. All I'm saying is go join a Power 5.
A Power
That's
5 conference
saying.
so you can play against them
Right.
big-time teams night in and night out.
All year long. Exactly. I ain't got nothing. I get it. They playing against Lowell and Marymount. But come on, let's be real.
So look.
Lowell and Marymount ain't in the tournament.
Let me tell you what I'm working with. See, I see UCLA gonna play Gonzaga tough, but I think Gonzaga just gonna ride them down. They just gonna wear them down. They gonna wear UCLA down. And
really,
yeah. And so I'm working it like this: Arkansas gonna beat UConn, and Gonzaga gonna beat UCLA, and Arkansas gonna meet Gonzaga in the West Final Four. And
Arkansas so you got Arkansas beating UConn.
Yep. Meeting Gonzaga. And then I got Gonzaga over Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I'm with you with the Arkansas UConn game. I got Arkansas.
Gonzaga ain't won it yet, right?
And they shouldn't.
I think this gonna be their year to get there.
This ain't gonna be the year. Because here's the thing. They've been there before. They've been to the championship game. They've been to the Final Four.
But they never won it.
Well.
And I think Houston gonna have a problem. I think Houston gonna beat Gonzaga.
So you're saying Houston might have Houston, we got a problem. I don't know, man. I got UCLA because I think they're the better team. I think they will beat Gonzaga. I got UCLA beating Arkansas. And then that Final Four, I got Houston, Arkansas, San Diego State, and Tennessee.
Damn.
And my winner to play for the championship game, I got Tennessee going against Houston, and I got Houston winning it all. What's yours looking like?
I got Alabama playing Houston, and I got Alabama winning it all.
You ain't gonna even just name the other teams.
No, that other teams don't.
Just go straight to it.
If Houston gonna have to meet Gonzaga, Houston gonna beat Gonzaga, and Houston gonna be in the chip. So that's how I'm rolling.
I tell you this, man. This is probably been one of the best tournaments I've seen, and I ain't gonna even trip, man. Can I just put this out here?
Yeah.
I got some hate in me. I got some hate. I'm hating. Like when Marquette lost, AG, I was like, I don't even want to watch it no more. Forget the rest of the tournament. I was like, forget the rest of the tournament, man. None of that stuff don't matter. Who cares?
Right.
But the reality is, man, this is what you gotta love about the madness of March, man. It's so unpredictable.
Yes.
Like, teams you think should win ain't winning. Folks always get mad, like how this team didn't get in versus that team getting in. The truth is, if we can even have it our way and pick whoever we think should get in, it still ain't gonna turn out like you think it's gonna turn out. Cause somebody gonna be somebody who they ain't supposed to be.
Yeah, hey,
That's just
it was so funny. I think after it was so crazy. You know, ESPN put how many perfect brackets it still was up. So it was like, I think after the first, second round, it was like still some perfect brackets left. But then after that third round to the Sweet 16, they said it was 0 perfect brackets. So ain't nobody winning that million.
Only people that thought Furman was winning was me and everybody at Furman.
And you and everybody at Furman. That's it.
That was it. Only people thought that Purdue was losing was who they lost to.
Yeah.
so nobody picking Purdue to lose. So I'm just saying, man, it's just the nature of the game, man. I mean, this is what, to me, this is the most exciting time of the year, man. And I really wish that, you know, all schools had an opportunity to play in this type of atmosphere and this environment, man, on some level. Like, I think the NCAA should do, like, you know, I look at the kid, you know, who went to Detroit, who had an opportunity to break the record for the all-time score.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they didn't get an invite. Mm-hmm. They didn't get an invite anyplace else. Like, they could have went to the CIT. Like, they got, like how they got the NIT, but they got the CIT too, mm-hmm. the College Invitational Tournament. That's where a lot of the mid-majors go and play. Mm-hmm. But Detroit didn't get the invite. Like, you know, give that kid an opportunity to break the record, man. So it's so much. To me, this is just the best time of the year if you love college basketball, man. I mean, this is amazing. Well, AG, what can I say, man? Here we are. We'll be back next week with you guys, but I want to thank you all for tuning in to this 2023 March Madness Hoop Dreams preview. Listen, we'll be back for the Final Four because guess what? You never know. Our picks may or may not work out. But in the meantime, as you're waiting on the games for this week, please check out our episodes on the Hoop Dreams podcast.
Yes.
You can find us on all of your podcast platforms. And do us a special favor. Please hit that subscribe button on your YouTube channel. And not only that, follow us. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We are out there. Follow us because we appreciate your love and your support. And just know this, when you guys follow us and you hit that share and that like button, it increases our viewership and it let our algorithm know that we're doing a great thing.
Yes.
We appreciate your support.
To all the rest of the squads out there, man, live your hoop dreams and control your destiny, baby.